I never expected this, but I'm now a published Catholic writer. My very first article just came out in the National Catholic Reporter. And when they reached out to me, they asked if I would write an opinion piece on Pope Leo XIV's Pontificate and what my hopes were for his papacy. And listen, when I got that email, I had to stop and take a breath because let's be honest, the National Catholic Reporter has a reputation. People know it as more progressive, more open-minded. And here I am, someone who's deeply rooted in Orthodox Catholic faith, who loves tradition, who isn't afraid to say what's true. So my first thought was, how do I write something that will resonate with their audience, stay respectful, and still stand firm in what I believe? So I prayed on it. I thought about it, and then I just decided to write something from the heart. I wasn't going to water it down. I wasn't going to play it safe. I wanted to write something that people could wrestle with, something that would give people hope, and something that might even spark real conversation across the divides in our church. Because let's be real, there's so much division today. You got people online tearing each other apart, progressive Catholics on one side, trads on the other, and all of it becomes this us versus them mentality. But the truth is, we are one church, and we have to learn how to talk to each other again. So I sent in my draft, and I'll be honest, I was waiting with bated breath. I didn't know if they'd accept it, but they did. And I respect that because it shows that they're willing to host a conversation, even if it challenges their readers a little. And that's how it should be. Now, in the article, I talked about Gen Z, and I wanted to share some of this with you because it's not just my opinion, it's what I'm seeing everywhere. People say young Catholics are leaving, that Gen Z doesn't care about faith, but that's not the whole story. Yes, almost 40% of Gen Z identifies as religiously unaffiliated, the highest in the US history. But here's the paradox. Those who are Catholic, those who are showing up, are doing so with passion and conviction. They're going to daily mass, they're filling adoration chapels, they're lining up for confession. They're not playing games. They're hungry for reverence, for roots, for the Eucharist. And that's why I wrote this line in my article. The digital world isn't just noise or distraction. It's the new Roman roads, the very infrastructure that can carry the gospel to corners of the world we've never thought possible. And I believe that with my whole heart. The internet is not our enemy. It's a highway for evangelization if we're willing to use it. I also pointed out to the Jubilee because it was a powerful sign. Over 1 million young people came to Rome for the Digital Evangelist Jubilee. 1 million! And I wrote this. They are not extremists obsessed with nostalgic throwbacks. They were the future of the church, standing tall, unashamed, and deeply in love with Jesus Christ. It's not just my opinion. That's what we all saw. That's what the church saw. The Spirit is moving in the young. And let me give you some real numbers here at home. This past Easter in the Archdiocese of Los Angeles alone, over 5,000 people entered the Catholic Church. That's the largest number in over a decade. Almost 3,000 were catechumens who had never been baptized, and another 2,800 came into full communion from other Christian communities. That's an 84% increase from the year before. And nationally, we've seen record numbers across dioceses. This is not decline, this is renewal. And that's why I wrote, this generation isn't swinging backwards into extremism, they're stepping forward into stability. And the more the church leans into her identity fully and unapologetically, the more we see this renewal take root. If there's one thing you can tweet from that piece, let me tell you, that's gonna be it, because that's true. My hope for Pope Leo XIV is that he doesn't dismiss this hunger in young Catholics, that he doesn't write off this stuff as rigidity or nostalgia, because that's not what we're seeing. That's not nostalgia, that is revival. The Holy Spirit is waking people up, and if he shepherds this well, we could be on the cusp of something historic. So here's where I want to bring this home. This isn't just about Gen Z. This isn't just about Pope Leo. This is about all of us. The call to holiness, reverence to truth. It belongs to every single Catholic. And the renewal that's coming doesn't depend only on what happens in Rome. It depends on you and me living this faith fully, without compromise, without fear, and without shame. Now, the full article is live on the National Catholic Reporter, and I've linked it below for you in the description, and you can find it on my Instagram stories and highlights as well. And I'd love for you to read it and let me know what you think. What are your hopes for Pope Leo XIV's pontificate? Do you see what I'm seeing happening with Gen Z? And if this spoke to you, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. I'm so grateful for this moment. Grateful to step into this calling as a Catholic writer, and grateful for all of you walking this journey with me. This is just the beginning. So let's keep going deeper. Let's keep digging. Let's keep praying for revival and deeper, more faithful evangelization. In the meantime, go ahead and check out this next video right over here. Let's go ahead and set your faith on fire.